What's up, Memphis Americans fans? This is head coach, general manager Corey Adamson. I am here with our newest minority owner of the Memphis Americans, Maria Opeaye. How are you doing this morning?
I'm good, Corey. How are you?
I'm doing well. We are officially, kind of kicking into the beginning stages of real off season now that we've had a couple of weeks to kind of settle down and recoup and sleep, which is good.
hmm
Because we didn't get a lot of that during season, but we're really excited. Where this is our really kind of our first official off season where we'll have a full year to get out in the community and hang out and meet and greet. Um, our fan base and kind of build on what we started last season. So you came in at a great time. You came in about March, right towards the end of the last little kind of home stretch of the season. You got to see our last couple of home games, our playoff run. Of course, the men made it to the championship, came a little bit short. Women, they were Terminators all season. They took care of business during the regular season. They took care of business in the final, won themselves a championship. So came on, it's kind of like, you jumped right in and saw immediate success. So that's got to feel good on your investment, right?
It does. You guys did an amazing job. The women, spectacular. The guys did great as well. So I know next year the men will win it and the women will win it as well. So I'm excited. Yeah, it was nice to come in at the time that I did.
Absolutely. So give us a little bit about your background. Where were you born originally? Where are you from?
So originally, I was born in New Orleans, Louisiana. I moved to Atlanta, Georgia with my parents when I was 7. I did not have a choice. But Atlanta is a great city, though, for sure.
Yeah, it
And
is.
then
It is.
eventually, I moved to Santa Barbara, California for law school. Um, and I was there for quite a bit. And I decided to pick California because I knew ultimately I wanted to work in sports, and California have the most sports teams than any other, state in the United States. So I was like, somebody's going to hire me. so,
That
so
the amazing weather, like
yeah,
somebody's gonna find you, right?
yeah. The weather's great. The beach, the West Coast altogether is ultimate. So
Yeah, yeah. What did you actually get onto any teams while you were out there before moving back to Atlanta?
no, actually, when I was in law school, I actually worked at a criminal law firm in California.
Oh, oh, yeah.
so, so yeah, I didn't work at any sports at all.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I went to a whole lot of games and I did a lot of networking while I was out there with some NFL teams. But as far as working in sports while I was in California, no, not one team.
Wow. So what you had to go? I'm guessing that was part of the curriculum. You had to work for the criminal on the criminal side before you decided to make a jump over to kind of the sports realm of law.
No, no, I just worked in criminal law
Okay.
because I mean the cost of living in Cali was crazy, and
A lot
I
of
just
taxes out
wanted
there.
some, yeah, I wanted just some
Yeah.
extra income, and then also just the experience, is
Absolutely.
priceless. Like I've worked in different types of backgrounds in law for different types, so tax, personal injury, criminal. It just gives you it just rounds you as a
Yeah.
person, and then you just get experience in different avenues. So that's, like I said, it's priceless.
100%. 100%. So you started actually June of last year, moving
hmm
into your own thing. You opened up a law firm out in Atlanta for specifically sports, correct?
No.
No. What was
No,
it? What
not
what
at
was it
all.
for?
So I work at a personal injury law firm
Okay.
currently. And it's focused on personal injury and tax law. And I worked there for about 2.5 years. So it's a mutual friend of mine that owns the firm, but they understand my schedule and things like that. So
Yeah,
ultimately, I became a professional soccer agent for United States Soccer Federation June, and I
that's
took
awesome.
the mediation and arbitration certification. So I'm a certified mediator arbitrator. So I'm in the process of opening up a mediation arbitration firm, my own mediation arbitration firm.
Really? That's all in Atlanta?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the mix up. So you're just, I mean, it's inevitable. It's going to happen. So yeah, that's awesome. Just happened in
Yeah.
2022.
Yes, it is. It will actually. It will. I'm just in
Yeah,
a, I if I know how to do it myself, I don't have to pay nobody to do it. So I'm in the process of just doing dates and all that stuff myself, the firm. So it'll
it's really hard
happen.
to
I
be
would
mad
say
at your
that
boss when you're your own boss.
you said what?
I said it's very hard to be mad at your own boss or mad at your boss when you are your own boss. So having
I
that
know,
kind of
right?
control and that decision making power, yeah,
Yeah,
that's next level.
yeah, and then I say the firm I work at now is very understanding. Like I said, it's owned by a friend of mine, so they understand all the stuff that I have to do. I work remote,
Hmm.
and it's not your typical 9 to 5 at all.
Yeah,
I'm on salary. They're a great law firm that, like I said, specialize in tax and personal injury. But I do have time to set up my own arbitration mediation firm. So I have that, and then I'm setting up the site, for the for as far as the sports as well, the sports
yeah.
agency. So
So why get involved in Memphis? Why get involved with the Memphis Americans? I mean, you're obviously used to working remote. You're a kind of a U.S. traveler, certified in all sorts of different areas, and you chose Memphis. I mean, obviously, I know why I chose Memphis, but I'd love to hear why you chose Memphis.
I chose Memphis because I mean, NISL have different um, locations currently.
Yeah,
And so ultimately it was supposed to be in Alabama, but we're waiting on that to still kind of get finalized. So Memphis was my second option. Andrew is a part of Memphis, and he basically sold me Memphis. And I have friends that live in Nashville, and I've been to Memphis before actually, and the culture and the city is amazing. So it's like, why
it
not
really
choose
is.
Memphis?
It really is.
Why not?
Yeah.
So I'm happy to be a part of Memphis. I'm happy to say that Memphis is the very first team, that I'm part owner of. So I'm 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 excited. I'm excited.
We are too. I mean, to have somebody at kind of your caliber come in, it's really cool on two different fronts. Obviously, because of what you've done in your own career, but also the fact that you are a remote owner. And being able to provide that kind of support for another city, another set of really a culture, a community here is really really neat. And then obviously giving the opportunity to young players to play at a professional level. I know for me personally, we talked about Andrew Haynes, the majority owner. He moved into soccer in 2013 after owning multiple sports teams throughout his career,
Hmm.
being a professional athlete in his former day. Um, and given that opportunity back, I was one of the first players he ever signed in St. Louis. First soccer player he ever signed in St. Louis. And we kind of kept that relationship, and now he gave me that opportunity to give that back to the next generation of players. You get to come in and basically help provide that as well in a community here in Memphis that really is it's a great soccer town. It's an amazing culture. There's tons of things to do here. Um, it's going through a great, I would say, kind of a renovation process as we speak here as well, which is really cool to see because when I first moved to St. Louis in 2013, they were kind of, I felt like where Memphis is right now. And now, I mean, especially with MLS going to St. Louis, it's just taken off like crazy. Memphis Americans now coming
Right.
to Memphis. It's a lot of fun. You spoke about the NISL and its expansion. We're going into its second year, really its first true off season. Spoke about Alabama. Is that still something that's on the table for you to become a part of as well?
I mean, if we can get it finalized, then of course, why not?
Yeah,
And
yeah,
it's close to Atlanta, so
yep.
it's a little bit down the road for
It's a
me.
perfect. Yeah,
Ultimately, yeah, it's perfect, but ultimately, I would love, just to see where it goes, like, within the next 5 years. Like we said, Tampa is a great market. Miami,
yeah.
Hawaii, I'll pack a bag and go anywhere. So I'm down.
Right. I used to live out of a bag and a backpack, man. It's just I was traveling around trying to try out for all these teams. I'm like, I'll go here, I'll go there. I was in California, I was in Atlanta. I was actually living in Marietta for a little while, playing in
Oh,
Alpharetta. Yeah, so we were just right outside that loop, but it's a great time out there. And like I said, all these markets you said have really really good weather,
right,
and I'm
right.
100% for that.
Yeah, I think the most important thing though is that, like you said, going into the second year is just getting fans and players
Yeah,
and organizations familiar with the NISL, because it's a great
right.
organization. And I'm here to just, help more players and people get opportunities and get involved. Because it's not, I don't want people to think like, okay, just because it's not MLS or football or basketball, like this is still a professional opportunity
Yeah,
for your kids, your family to be able to be a part of, to play in, to come watch the games. And honestly, I mean, I love outside soccer. I really
yeah.
do. When I say I am not a type of person to like to sit in the heat, so sitting in the air condition, come on now, sitting in the air
Just hanging
condition.
out, bring it. The atmosphere. I think that's one of the because I was playing. I grew up playing outdoor. I never
Mm-hmm.
really played indoor soccer. I grew up in
Right.
Florida. Indoor soccer was there's like a tornado outside, so we got to go inside to the gym and play on the basketball court. That was indoor soccer to me. We never even had an indoor facility with turf. I
Mm-hmm.
didn't even play on turf until I went to college in South Carolina. We played up in North Carolina, and they had turf. First time I ever played on turf. I hated it.
Okay.
But 2012, I discovered indoor soccer, like professional indoor soccer, and I was like,
Mhm.
this is such a better environment. This is so much more exciting. This is so much more fun. Not only
Mhm.
to be a part of and play, but to watch. The atmosphere is incredible here, especially at Landers Center. This is one of, if not the best arenas I've really ever played in, and I've been everywhere.
Mhm.
Um, Canada, Mexico, California, New York, and Tampa, even. This is by far one of the best facilities we've been in. So, especially for this Memphis market, it's fantastic. But just the overall indoor soccer market, we're the first professional women's league for indoor soccer, and to see the responses that we got once you see one of these games, it's to bring your daughter to and have them see these elite level players
Mhm.
just beast it up, get it physical, get into get into some conversations. Um, we had some games get a little rough, but the goals that were scored, the tight space play, the skill level, it's really a lot of fun and a great fan experience. And for the entrepreneur, the sports fan, the person that set up their life the way you have, where you can kind of work remotely, where you have the flexibility because of all the things that you've accomplished, and obviously your financial position. It's a great buy-in, and it's a great return. So I know I'm really excited to have someone of your caliber a part of this league. you know, I
Yeah.
to kind of further what I'm talking about, you're not just a lawyer, you're not just a sports agent, you're also a shoe designer, fashion designer too, right?
I am, and actually, I am not an attorney yet. Let me just tell
Really?
you a
Okay, so
secret. I'm gonna
yeah,
tell you a
yeah,
secret, Corey. I'll tell you a secret.
okay,
I literally January this year was in my last year of law school, literally,
really,
and I I was already an agent. Like I said, I already became an agent. And this is before I became a part of Memphis Americans. But it was January this year, my last year of law school. And I was sitting there in class. It was remote, of course. But I was sitting
oh
there in
yeah,
class and I was in class for like 2 weeks. And my mind was just like on different things. I had already signed like 7 players. And I'm just like, this is not, I don't want to be here. Like I already accomplished. And
right, yeah,
I pay for law school out of pocket, mind you. Okay. So I have no law school debt. But I was like, I don't want to be here. Like I don't get bad grades. So it's like if I can't be completely focused,
right,
it's like let me just pause for a minute. So I was like, I did my research and was like, hey, I can do just as well doing the media, being a mediator and arbitrator and make just as much
yeah,
just without the stress of being an attorney or a judge. I could still make um, sign judgments and stuff like that. And I can still, be a soccer agent. All the things that I wanted to accomplish as an attorney just without the cost of law school and the liability of being an actual lawyer and judge. And so I
and
was
it's
like,
got to be so much easier on
let me
just
just give
right
this
here,
soccer
yeah,
career the best that I can, and just
love that.
and work. If it doesn't go as planned with the arbitration and soccer, then I'll go back to law school. But I'm happy that I made the decision that I did. So I opted out before I owed the school any money or anything. So I withdraw. I was
That,
out of there.
oh,
And
that's awesome.
then I just kind of hit the
That
ground
was a good
running.
move.
And then that's when
Yeah.
I became part of the Memphis Americans and just been completely focused on the players that I represent and building my sports agency and the other things that we talked about. So I'm just doing, just like I said, hitting the ground running. And that's what now granted, don't take my advice, y'all. Stay in law school if that's what you want to do. But that's what I just the route worked for me. I did what I wanted to do. So
So
but yes, I am a shoe designer, yes.
that's awesome. I was gonna say I very much understand your sentiment because I actually was pre-law in business management in college,
Okay.
and applied to some law schools, and I thought about it, and I was like, Plan A sounds a lot better. Plan A was soccer than going to law school, and you have to do it. You have to just kind of go. I'm a very firm believer in that. If you're gonna do something, you got to devote yourself to it. You got to send everything to it. You can't
Yes.
be 1 foot and 1 foot, and it's a very tough decision you make sometimes. But knowing that you can always go back to law school, that's kind of what I thought too. Is like I could always go back to law school. Let me pursue my passions right now. And I that's such a powerful message that I don't think is said enough, and it certainly isn't said enough, in my opinion, to young women um, who are, you know, uh, who are really coming into the business owner mindset. I mean, we're getting so much more um, female-owned sports teams, female-owned businesses that are becoming massive, massive brands. And you know, you're a living testament to that. And for a team that has a professional women's soccer team that deals with youth, young girls, and trying to provide a great role model and a great example for them. Um, Having you a part of this league, let alone this team and this city, is definitely a blessing. And not only can you be an amazing and successful businesswoman on your own, but also pursue your passions elsewhere with, like we said, the shoe design. So you have you
Yeah.
said, what was it, 20 protection, um, what's it called, certificates, protection certificates
Yes,
for your
I have.
designs?
Yes, I have 20 design certificate protection certificates basically. I have some heels, some nice heels, but I have some men's shoes, some tennis shoes and dress shoes that I've designed for, well, I've designed mostly for myself, but I've
Yeah,
kind of co-designed some for an athlete and things like that. But
that's
yes, I own the
that's cool.
designs.
That's awesome. That's amazing. That's amazing.
Yeah,
What
so if someone comes to me and say, "Hey, I like these colors. I like this type of shoe, whatever," I'll make it for them. I'll design it, and we can get it done.
I've always wanted to design my own indoor cleat, and have that be kind of marketed out there. So maybe we need to talk about this a little bit. We need to spitball a little bit more.
Yeah,
Get
we
some
can figure.
get some of these girls some shoe deals out here too. Not only just to
Yeah,
walk up in
honestly, I
pregame and look
think
fly as hell, but
that's something that I thought about because it's so many people that do not have their own shoe,
yeah,
and or that want to design a shoe, and they may never not, get an opportunity to do that. So that might be something that I can maybe look into, because I think that everybody have a vision, and if they have
yeah.
the opportunity to make it come alive, then it's like, why not?
Well, the opportunity is one thing, and then the networking capability to find people that can actually help them get it done, because it's very rare that anybody has all those tools and all those abilities. You have to network the way you've kind of done yourself, and um, that's the only way to become truly successful. So that's
Yeah,
really cool.
I
That's
think
really
the
awesome.
best thing anybody can do is just start.
Yeah,
Just start. Like I've done that with honestly most, if not all, the things I've done in my life. Like you do your research. You do your research to the best of your ability, but you're nervous. You don't know what you're doing, but you just start,
yeah,
and then you'll meet. The universe will guide you, and you'll meet the right people along the way to help you and give you advice, and you just do the best that you can. And but you got to just start. You can't just be like, "Hey, I wish I can,"
thinking
or
about
"Hey,
it.
yeah, no,
Yeah,
you just got to dang on
yeah,
do it." And you're nervous. You don't know what you're doing. Heck, I never been a team owner before, but I met
right.
great people. Andrew, you know,
Yeah,
other people, that have given me great advice. That's helping me along the way. And
yeah.
you just do it.
Absolutely, absolutely. That's it's always been one of the most cliched but most powerful messages.
Mm.
Michael Jordan missed. I can't remember the number that he said, but he quoted like an exact number of shots that he, like, game winning shots, that they set up a play for him to get the ball at the last second to shoot, and how many he
Mhm.
missed. Everybody remembers
Right.
the ones that he makes, but he remembers the ones he misses, because it's like, I tried. This is how I learned. You see examples of that over and over and over in businesses.
Mhm.
These multi millionaires, these billionaires that become that way because they failed in so many different areas, but met so many people along the way and learned from it. Right? I don't think you can't ever take an L if you're learning from it. Right?
Ex-
You just took a lesson. It's not a
Exactly.
loss; it's a lesson. Um,
Exactly. And you
and
try.
yeah, yeah, and I think that's probably the most important message you could ever convey to a young person, um, or even somebody who's just unhappy in their current job situation, whatever it is. If you have an idea, if you have a talent, and God blessed you with that talent, see it, go try it, figure it out. That's the only
Right.
way. I mean, Nike started out of the back of somebody's car,
Yeah.
literally out of the back of somebody's car. He pulled up to a marathon and said, "Hey, try this shoe out." And those runners were like, "Oh, I like this. I think we're going to stick with this." So
Yeah.
that's really cool. That's really cool. Well, we're so excited to have you a part of not only the Memphis Americans, but also a part of the NISL. This is our first really big off season. We started mid-year last year, really, with not only just the announcements, but the true off season. I wasn't even able to get up here until Thanksgiving Day. That's when I moved here.
Mhm.
And trying to become more immersed in not only the culture here, but the community here. Do a lot of community outreach here, and then set up the expansion. We already know there's. I'm just a lowly coach, so I don't know all the details, but I know we're expanding. Um, and we're excited to start making some of those announcements here pretty soon, and maybe some familiar faces as part of those owners of that ownership group. But thank you so much for joining me today and being a part of this. This is really exciting and being a great role
Thank
model for all these young girls that are going to be coming to our games here.
thank you. Thank you. I really appreciate you and appreciate, Memphis Americans for having me. I'm excited to
Absolutely.
see what the future holds.
Sam, I'm ready for December. I'm bored already. I need like I'm ready to go. I'm healed up mostly, kind of. I'm ready to go. Ready to go.
But I think you guys have you have some summer camps coming up, and I'm
Yep, we
sure
got
you
some
guys
summer
got some trials
camps. Yeah,
coming up. So
yep.
you'll be busy soon, very very soon.
We'll be busy. We're always busy. We're always busy. But there's a difference between being busy and being on that field. That's where problems go
Oh,
away, and that's my happy place. That's my
I
happy
feel.
place. I'm ready to get back at it. Yeah. Well, awesome. We'll see
Well,
you soon. Thank you so much again, Maria, for joining us. We'll talk to you later.
thank you. Have a good day.
You too.
All right, bye.